it's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today it's another trying to fix video, and in this video we're going to be trying to fix something from my childhood. So I don't really know if this is going to make an interesting video or not. It's just as soon as I've seen this, memories just come rushing back to me because I haven't seen it since I was very young. I mean, I can barely remember this. This would be like my earliest memories. And as soon as I seen it, it was amazing, because obviously I haven't thought about this in years and years and years. But then when I seen the pictures of it, it was that weird feeling where you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Something you haven't thought about in ages. So it is a big loader construction set. And check out the art on that box. That looks so 80s, or would it even be 70s? I presume it's 80s. Right, let me show you the listing and show you what I paid for it. So I paid 10 UK pounds, so £9.99, and it was free delivery. And basically it just says in the description here, all parts are in the set including instructions. It says the truck has been tested with batteries, unfortunately it does not work. So yeah, that is it. I don't think it's going to be anything too major. But from memory, what happens is this goes around and it sort of turns into this tipper truck here. And once you set it going, from memory, it just does everything itself. And that's what was fascinating to me as I was really, really young. So it says here like loads, fills, scoops, switches, hauls and dumps. Oh dearie me, this is like this is amazing. So I didn't really get this for the fix as such, because it's probably going to be one of those things where it might be a gear that's gone, or maybe it's even just like corroded batteries. I got this because I do actually want to see it working at the end, so I really will try my best to fix it, but maybe the fix itself might not be that interesting. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Now what do these do? Are these to change direction? Maybe these are to change direction. Anyway, look, let's get it working, or try to get it working to begin with. This is bringing back such weird memories. Right, okay, let's take this apart and let's see if we can fix this, because this is the only thing that actually does anything in it. This makes everything else work. Right, so screw here and screw here. Let's undo them. Ah, so look, that's how it changes direction. And that feels really weak. Maybe that's the problem. And what does this do here? Look, let's take it out to begin with, pop batteries in and see if it starts working. So amazingly, the rubber on the wheels actually feels intact. But I see a lot of gears in here, so maybe it's the gears that have gone. Well, battery terminals are pretty clean, aren't they? So it's not going to be that. Oh, I think it's going to be a nylon gear issue. I hate these gears. Right, so let's see what's happening here. When you do this, what does it do? Does it just push that contact up? Yeah, I suppose it does. Right, so let's that goes that side there. So when you push that up, that just makes contact with that part of the motor, doesn't it? That's not going to do anything, is it? What does this do here? Right, so that's moving there. They're turning, but these are not turning. Oh, does that have to engage in? Well, already I can see a crack in this gear here that's attached to the motor. There's a little crack on it just here. See, there? Just at the top. Right, so that's annoying, but still, how does this make contact with these gears here? Ah, this is the thing that turns it on. You move that across to there. Right, so that's how you turn it on. Let me get 2 batteries, so they just look like AA batteries, AA. I've got the 2 batteries. Let's pop this on here. Already I'm really confused by this little thing. I didn't dream it would be this complicated. Right, so that's definitely not doing anything. I wonder, is that making contact with there? Let's get the continuity tester out. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, it is making contact with that. Right, I can see that there's little bits sticking out here, so is it to stop so it doesn't go any further? You know, when it hits against these, and when it's like this, it allows it to go further. Oh, look, it's a gear that goes round that. Ah! Oh, look, it's a gear that goes round that and then joins there. I didn't see that before, look. Right, so when that's released, that will start spinning. Exactly what that does, I don't know yet. But still, we haven't got anything at the motor, have we, when we turn it on? So now, shall we just pop the motor out? Right, a little bit of corrosion down there. So one part of the motor goes to the 2 battery contacts here, and then the other part of the motor goes down to here. But why does it need to go to this one to actually make the circuit? Wouldn't it just work on one battery? Because these are not in, these are in parallel anyway, aren't they? So why by joining that one to there does it make the circuit? And still, what's this thing for here? Because that is just going onto this part here of the motor. Right, I suppose we could measure for voltages, but these are all, terminals here are all clean. Right, so 1.5 volts there. Let's cut that there, see if it's still... Oh, look, so it's nothing there. Oh, of course, sorry. So this is from the terminal of the battery, and then, of course, when we put it to there, that's connecting up to these top ones here. So that's not in contact with the top one here. By doing it like that, it's making the circuit with here. So 100% now, it should be 1.5 volts here, which it is. Yeah, 1.6, and then when I move it across to here, it will go to nothing. Right, so that's how you turn it on. I understand that bit, fine. Oh, here we go, now it's going. Now it's going. And now it's stopped. Now, why did it go there? Is it just because it hasn't been used in ages? Or is it to do with the wires here? Do you know what, maybe it just hasn't been used in ages and it was a bit seized up. Doesn't sound too bad, does it? But I don't think it's a faulty connection on the batteries, on the wires here. Is that about to break? Yeah, that's just hanging on there, isn't it? Look. Right, let's get a soldering iron out and solder that up properly. But I think the battery just hadn't, I think the motor just hadn't been used in ages, and now it's freed itself up. fair bit of power there, and it's not slipping too bad. That is slipping though, look, can you see when I hold it there? So that's going to have to be glued on. Yeah, so I think when that goes on the gears, there's not going to be enough. I think the motor's just going to be spinning without spinning the gears. Well, I'm going to get some super glue activator, and the soldering iron out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grease everything up. See if we can see if it's working then. Okay, so that's in there now. It's interesting, it doesn't, oh there we go. Ah, so it was hesitant, wasn't it? I wonder whether it's dirty on the inside. Because once this is back together, I'm not going to be able to jump start it like that. Would it be worth taking the motor apart, just to have a look on the inside? I suppose I could do, couldn't I? There we go. Yeah, maybe it's just the black on here and possibly here, so I might just give that a tiny bit of a clean. It does look a little bit possibly burnt down here. I'm not sure. Let's give it a clean. I'm just going to put a little bit of IPA on a cotton bud and just swivel it around in there, and also just clean it around here. So these are basically like the contacts that go either side of here, and then put voltage into it. Look at that, isn't that a lovely blue colour? There, that would make a nice thumbnail, wouldn't it? That looks lovely. Still not too sure about a few things though. I still don't know what this has to do with anything, but maybe when I start working on it, it will become clear. When I start setting it up. Yeah, there you go. I think it's just this stuff here that stopped it from working well. Well, certainly cleaner than it was, so let's put it back together with the holes up top. I'm just going to bend these things back in. Well, it's better than just having corroded battery terminals, isn't it? A bit more interesting. Whoa, there goes my IPA. Okay, it's there. It's better. Sounds a bit different from different angles. I think that will do. Right, rather than waste the IPA that I've knocked over, I'm just going to clean up the gears a little bit and the axles. And also the slight bit of corrosion that's down here as well. Okay, so I've got some super glue and also some activator as well, so it will go off straight away rather than having to wait around for a few minutes. Right, there's loads there, so I'll put it on the end there and it will put it through as I put that thing on. Well, actually, I'm not going to spray it yet because I'm not 100% sure where everything needs to go. So, that's going to go there. Oh, and look, there's knobbly bits sticking out on that side as well, so depending on whether it's that way or that way, you must determine on whether it goes forwards or backwards. So this gear here must be, when that's turning, so that's going to go that way round, and when we put it that way, so the motor's always going to be turning the same way, isn't it? This way, so let's see. So that one's going this way now, yeah? Is it going, or is it stopped? Hold on. I'll tell you what, let's get it in position first. So I'm going to put that further back this way. Well, I think that will look nice around about there. Let's give it a spray. Turn it around and give it another spray. Right, hopefully then that crack won't make such a big deal. Right, so that's turning the wheels that way round, yeah? So it's going clockwise. Now let's put it this way. Yay, and it's going anti-clockwise now, counterclockwise, look. Right, so that's clever, isn't it? So it's this thing here because it's like I don't know what the name would be, like maybe an orbital gear or something, because it's going around that gear there. So that's quite clever how that works. So that's forward and backwards. Right, let's fill this up with some grease. I've got this little grease here, this Monaco EM30L. So let's put a little bit of this around the place. So that's it all done there, so I'm going to close it up now and we'll see if it works. Let's pop some batteries in. Let's see what it does. So does this only go on one way? Yeah. I presume this means the direction of travel. Oh, here we go. Oh! Now, I wonder, is it supposed to be doing that kind of jerkiness? I wonder what happens if we do this here. Still didn't understand what this was for. Oh, is this to... Maybe it gets locked into place or something. I think we need to put the whole track together now, and let's see what it does. So when I turn it on this way, it goes that way. And when I go this way, it goes that way. Yeah, I don't know whether that sound is normal or not. Should it be completely smooth or should it kind of pulse like that? Is that wheel slightly buckled? Doesn't seem to take much resistance to stop them, but I'm not going to do anything about that because maybe it's designed like that on purpose. And also, I'm desperate to see this thing work again. Right, let's get the track set up. Right, I know what those pins are for at the bottom. So basically, if you just want to run it on just like your carpet or kitchen floor you have it like that, but when you're actually doing the game you need to have it like that so that the pins go into the track there. And if you have a look, can you see that the track also has raised bits here, so the gear from here can run along it. Well, it's definitely a lot smaller than I remember anyway. Right, so that is it. It does look to be complete, and it just says here, put the chassis on the track behind the dump truck with the arrow pointing towards the truck body, turn switch on. So it looks like I have to put it here and then turn it on. And it says when Big Loader is running, you can use the white control buttons to make it change direction. That way you control what it does next. So you see when you press these buttons here, at each, there's 3 of them. So I suppose, well, I really can't remember how this works at all, so let's just go for it. I'm going to turn it on here now, and let's turn it on. I needed a bit of helping hand there, and there. Right, okay. Now, why won't it go past this bit here? So it goes round there, that should go along there and tip some balls into there. So something's obviously slipping. Let's give it another few goes. Now, that's not going to go around there anyway because that's too... Maybe this is not working. Right, let's have a little look. So when we hit this, I presume some balls should fall down the chute, but they're not doing it. Oh, so this lifts up and down. Oh, and then it tips them. Ah, maybe you have it loaded like that, do you? Because before it was just like, hold on a minute. No, that's not going to work, is it? Looks like we've probably got quite a bit of work to actually get this to do what it needs to do. I wonder if there's supposed to be a spring or an elastic band or something on this to help it go down. Well, I can't see how that moving left and right is going to move this down here. But then if an elastic band was to keep it like that, they're just going to fall down all the time. So when this moves across here, it needs to move this down like that to release the balls. Well, I'm going to get a screwdriver, take it apart, see if it makes more sense. Right, well that doesn't look warm there, and that doesn't look warm there. So how, by this moving around, is that supposed to make it... Okay, hold on. It's working like that, isn't it? Yeah, but then what stops it? Is it just the weight of this that pulls it back down again? Because otherwise all the balls are going to fall out. Right, maybe it might have been too loose or possibly too tight. It didn't go back. See, it's not going back. Right, let's loosen it up. Right, okay, I'm just going to pop it back on just to see if it does anything different now, because maybe when the truck goes past it, it knocks it back again. Right, so it's not going around these bits here, so it's like it's skipping. So I am going to have to do more work on this here, aren't I? It stops too easy. Look, all I have to do is tap it and it stops. Right, I'm going to go back up to the blue mat, take it apart, and find out why when we tap this does it all stop. Something must be slipping along the way. Actually, I can look in here at the gear that I glued. Let's see if that's definitely spinning when I do this here. Yes, it is, yeah. So why is it slipping so easily? Ah, okay, so look, that's turning there, and that is not turning this gear here. Oh, do you know what I think it might be? And that's why there's so much bits of black around the place. I think these have been worn down. These all look like they are at an angle instead of out straight, and I think that gear is not making a good contact with them. Maybe it's that. Maybe that's where it's going, you see. Right, I wonder now if I put the top on, will I actually be able to see that in action? Yeah, we should be able to see the gear there moving. Ah, if it's there, that won't be fixable. Right, that's on there, so I don't need to put the screws in. Yeah, look, it's spinning there, but it's not spinning up there. Oh no, it's gone completely now. Oh, that is disappointing. Let's try pushing it in tighter, but then it might just fail to go round. Nah, too tight. That's what it is, those gears have just worn. Yeah. Ah. Right, is there anything that can be done about that? This one here, these top ones are gone. Can you see they're at an angle like that, when they should be out straight? I wonder if I was to put a slightly bigger gear on here, that would compensate, wouldn't it? Is that going to pop off? Yeah. Oh, I wonder if I was to turn this round. Is one side more worn than the other? Right, so I've got a couple of bags of gears, so I'm going to see if I've got one for the motor, because that's cracked, so I might as well replace that if I can, and a slightly bigger one than that. Right, I've got one that looks used, but that looks to be the same as that, but yet the teeth look just ever so slightly bigger. So that might help a tiny little bit. Seems to be the same amount of teeth going round. That might work. I think that one might do for there. Well, it might work. I don't want to hold on to that too much. Yeah, that might do it, you know. Right, let's put the screws in and give it a go. Here we go. Hopefully this time. Let's do it. Yes, come on. Come on, you can do it. I think there's a problem with that there, you know. Nah. I'm just going to have to try and work out what's going on here. Okay, I haven't done anything. I just took it upstairs, had a look at it, did this a few times, and it's just started working perfectly. And it's really simple. So all that happens is, you put the balls in the top here, and then as it goes along, it will tip it like this to make it go down, and it will stay like that until the truck goes back the other side to then close it. So it's ready to accept more balls. And then it comes back again, does that, they come out, and then locks up again. Goes again, comes out, locks up again. Well, I've come up with an idea that may work. So we know that the gear here is worn down. There's nothing I can do about it because it's attached to the wheel. But look, looking through here, there's loads of similar gears. Yeah. So what I've done is, I've put one onto here, and if you look now, that does work nicely. So what I'm thinking about doing is, well, not thinking, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the Dremel tool, or my fake Dremel tool, and I'm just going to cut along here. I'm going to try to cut this gear off completely. I'm hoping, actually have a look inside, I might not be able to glue that back on. Yeah, it's going to be hollow, isn't it? But I'm hoping there will be enough purchase there, enough plastic for me to actually be able to stick that one onto here, because I've already got the guide in the middle there. I'm not going to be cutting as deep as that there. So I'm hoping between that and these little supports and the bit around, there will be enough for me to glue it onto here. And then you see it's going to be like this, but it's going to be flat. Now I can't just leave it the wrong way round because it sticks out too far and then it won't go through all the things it needs to go through. So I have to cut this off. So let's give that a go and see what happens.
Moon, I'm there soon. I'm leaving quite early tomorrow morning. Undercover, baby.
Right, that's most of it off now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some sandpaper, just rub this up and down it just to try to smooth it off a little bit.
Soon I'll be disguised, shooting star, I'm without a safety net.
Right, I've just noticed that this also has a tiny little lip here, and that's stopping it from sitting nicely on it. So I'm going to have to just grind that little bit off.
I'm no longer scared. Girl brings me comfort. I'm filled with light. Tiptoe dance with me through the shadow play.
Right, there's plenty of super glue on there now.
I'm on my way.
So let's push it on. There we go, look at that, that looks nice, doesn't it? I'm going to spray a little bit of this on it, but that's not going to get to the inside, but it may help a little bit.
Going far beyond where the sun sets.
You never know, it might work.
Give me a ride. I'm going far beyond where the sun sets. Show your taste.
Well, should we give it a go? See if it's working? Here we go. I've got the camera off the tripod. Let's see if we can do one full lap without anything going wrong. Excellent. Perfect. Oh, come back for more. That's okay, there's just more to pick up there. Yes. And now it's going to go back. See, there's little bits here to stop it from moving. Yes, it's going to fall that. Now it shouldn't be doing that, but it adds to it's a bit unpredictable, and I think that adds to it. So what a lovely little toy, and quite clever as well. So you've got different controls here, here, here and here, so you can actually have a little bit of say about what it does, so it doesn't just have to do all the same thing all the time. Now this one has got a bit of a mind of its own. I think probably because this is quite loose here, maybe if it's going a bit fast and hits a corner, it might just knock it like that. So that would probably be quite easy to stiffen up a little bit by maybe I could remove the grease from the inside there, and or possibly pack the hole with a bit of grease to make it a bit harder to press. So I think that's just going a little bit easy. That's why it sometimes repeats the same thing. I enjoyed this very much, and I think it's quite a clever toy. Little things like this, so when it goes up forward, it can't then tip, because obviously this has to go backwards to be able to tip into here. And the reason it won't go up forward is because look, you've got the lever here for forward and reverse. And can you see they've just done this bit out of the track. So when it hits this thing here, it will knock the lever and go back round. It'll go back down again. But when it goes this way up, can you see the lever is now on the other side? And this thing isn't on the other side, so it will allow it to go all the way up. I think it's lovely. And I think if you were to maybe have a bigger set, like if it was 4 times the size with other things going on, I think it could well appeal to an older age group of children, adults as well. It doesn't just have to be for young kids. Obviously, a lot of kids nowadays wouldn't be interested in this because it's quite repetitive. But I think if they've got an inquiring mind, then I think a toy like this is interesting. I really do think it is interesting. So that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more Trying to Fix videos. Take care. Bye now.